those persons, research scholars, and dear participants joining from across India and abroad. This program, International Intensive Thesis Writing Workshop, is jointly organized by Government Degree College Autonomous Narsampet Warangal and SKVT Government Degree College Rajamahendravaram East Godavari in association with EDUUMENTUU powered by Sharayu EduPro and Venkat's time. At the very outset, I sincerely thank our chief patron, Professor Dr. Mallam Naveen, and our patron, Dr. B.V. Tirupaniam, for their constant support and motivation. My heartfelt gratitude to our co-convener, Dr. Y. Swarnasri, HOD, SKVT Government Degree College, Rajamahendravaram, and to all the members of the organizing committee for their teamwork, energy, and dedication. Thank you. Before going to start the first session, I would like to give you a brief introduction of today's resource person, Dr. Rajkumar Samudrala. Dr. Rajkumar Samudrala is an associate professor in the Department of Basic Sciences at SR University, Warangal. He holds a PhD in Biomaterials, Ceramics from the National Institute of Technology, Warangal, with a research focus on bioceramics for tissue engineering applications. Dr. Rajkumar Samudrala has authored over 21 research publications and has contributed to the development of eco-friendly bioactive glasses derived from natural waste materials. His areas of expertise include bioceramic and biomaterials, material science and nanomaterials, material characterization techniques, X-ray, diffraction, XRD analysis, Fourier transformation, infrared, FTIR, spectroscopy. Dr. Samudrala contributions to the field are evident through his extensive research and commitment to advancing knowledge in material sciences. Today, Sir will deal with the session, and the topic of this session is optimization of research objectives. With this brief introduction, I would like to invite you, sir. The session is yours now. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Rajamahendravaram sir. Thank you for your kind introduction. Sir, is it visible on my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Thank you all.
Sir, but there is no PPT, sir. Only the screen is visible.
On the screen?
Yeah.
Is it okay now?
Yes, sir. It's visible now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you. Yeah. The title of the present talk is Optimization of Research Objective Strategies for Scientific Excellence. Before going to start this talk, this is my first talk.
Sir, background noise is coming, sir.
Okay, just 1 minute.
Yes.
Hello. Hello, is it okay, ma'am, now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But PPT is not visible, sir, and your screen. Yeah, it's visible,
Yeah.
sir. Now. It's fine.
Before going to start my presentation, I'll tell something about me. This is my first presentation on other topic, not research. Actually, I'm familiar with my research area, but first time I want to interact with scholars on research objectives. Out of my curiosity, I have chosen this. I'm contributing for this international workshop. Thank you, organizers, for giving me this opportunity. Yeah, the title is Optimization of Research Objectives. As a physics faculty from the past 12 years in the field, I observed that there is a difference between good and great research. How can we justify good and great research? How many participants are there?
Sir, currently 50, sir,
Press.
and people will join us, sir.
Yeah. How can we differentiate a good and great research? We can differentiate by not only executing a research, but before executing, we need to have a initial problem. How to choose an initial problem? That is the main idea, main thing before choosing our research. For scholars at prestigious institutes like you have so many capabilities, but taking a challenge of strategic selection, optimization, selecting a problem is a real challenge. How can we choose? How can we select? How to optimize? That we will discuss. Here we have n number of opportunities are there, from condensed matter physics to high energy physics. Whatever I am talking, I'll talk in terms of physics because I am from physics background. That's how I'll give this talk in terms of physics and some biomaterials aspects. Hello, if you have any query, just you can interrupt any time. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go
Okay,
ahead,
okay.
sir.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yeah. So n number of potential inquiries are there. So many problems are there. If any physics or materials, any students are there, what kind of, in which area you are working? If any person, any scholar or faculty, please. How many, are there any physics scholars or physics faculty are available, or material scientists? Hello? Yeah.
Sir, it's a mixed ability group, sir. So you can continue, sir. No problem.
Okay, okay. Just I need some response. If some response is there, it will be good. That is my intention.
Yes, sir.
So we have n number of opportunities, from quantum mechanics, quantum computing, now recent areas, quantum computing and drug delivery, drug discoveries, AI technology. So many numerous problems are there. But the thing is, which one we have to choose? That is the major problem, major thing. How to optimize research problem? Research is effectively a resource allocation challenge. How do we invest our limited time and funding for a maximum scientific yield? Most of us working for as a full-time faculty, but still we are trying to do some research. We have some limited time. Even in that limited time, with the limited funding, how can we get maximum output? For that, at least we need a compass. We should have some threshold. Without that threshold, how can we move forward? Can we move forward? Without a compass, we risk drifting into irrelevance. For that threshold, for that, we need three parameters. The trinity of a strong objective. How to choose a strong objective? These three parameters are really essential. Those are feasibility, novelty, and impactful. Without these parameters, whatever the problem we are choosing, that may not be effective objective or strong objective. Feasibility means whatever we are choosing, can it be solved with available resources, with limited resources, within the time, by using current technologies? If you are able to solve with limited resources, time, then it can be considered as feasible. If you choose, does it have any novelty? Does it push the boundaries of the knowledge? Whatever the existing condition, existing knowledge, does it pushing the boundaries? Is it, or is it more than just a derivative study? Already some people have done some studies by changing one parameter. If we are making invention, will it be really impactful? Whatever we are choosing, it must push the boundaries, then only it can be called as novel. By considering feasibility and novelty, if you are making some product, if it is not giving some positive impact, then will it be considered? Who cares? For whom we are making whatever the product? For whom? Does the solution change the paradigm, or will it solve the real world problems? Whatever the objective, it is giving problem solutions for the real world problem, then only it will be considered as strong objective. According to Elmer Catechism, one objective can be, if you can't explain what you are doing, why you are doing it, and who cares, you probably don't understand it yourself. Whatever the objective, whatever the problem you have designed, you have decided, if you cannot explain what you are doing, why you are doing, for whom you are doing, you are probably don't understand it yourself. That's why whatever we are doing, it should be clear. The gold standard framework for defining research objective. For that, 8 parameters are there for strong objective. Those are the objective, the status quo, and the innovation, the stakeholders, the risk, the cost, the timeline, and finally the assessment. These 8 parameters are essential for a strong objective. The objective. What are you trying to do? Articulate your objective using absolutely no jargon. You cannot state it simply. Whatever you are planning, it should be very simple. If it is not simple, the objective is likely ill-defined. It doesn't have any meaning. That should be whatever we are planning. It should be very simple and clear objective. And status quo. How is it done today? Whatever we are doing, how can be done today? What are the limits of current practice? Why do we need a new approach? Understanding the baseline is crucial for measuring the progress. And in that problem, what is our innovative point? What is the new in your approach? Why do you think it will be successful, where others have failed, identify specific delta is key. One innovative point must be there, otherwise there is no meaning for the problem. Whatever the innovation, if it is there, for whom we are taking, who are the stakeholders, if you are successful, what difference will it make? Identify the beneficiaries for whom we are preparing the product. Be it scientific community, either it may be useful scientific community, industry, or society. And in that problem, in that idea, in that plan, what is the risk? Identify the payoffs. If the risk, based on the risk, reward will be there. Why are the potential rewards worth the risk? Research without risk often development, not science. Research must have some risk. Without risk, simply if you are taking a problem without challenges, then it doesn't make any sense, significant sense. And the cost, how much will it cost to complete the task? This includes time, money, and manpower. Is the potential insight worth the specific investment for resources? Whatever the problem, whatever the idea we are executing, it includes time, money, and manpower. And also the timeline. Timelines plays crucial role in any problem. How long will it take to complete? Especially PhDs have strict time limits. They have to complete their defined task within 3 years. And most of the grants, every grant must have some deadlines. Unbounded objectives are dangerous traps for researchers. That's why clear, precise objectives are necessary for executing good research. Not good research, great research. Whatever the parameters we are discussing, the objective, the status quo, the innovation, stakeholders, the risk and the cost, the timeline, all these parameters must be assessed. If they are assessed properly, then only we can get the success. How will you check the success? What are the metrics? You need to verifiable waypoints to know you are on track. Whether if you are choosing a problem, we have an objective, it is having innovation, stakeholders, risk, cost, it is completing all these parameters. We have to check these parameters by assessing, by the assessment. In between, if we are unable to got the results, we have to change the point one objective. The feasibility impact metrics. Visualize the landscape of research choices. Different types of different number of research choices are there. That is depends on you. Now we are in the era of artificial intelligence. I have one question. Is it really necessary artificial intelligence? Hello? Any audience? Is it really necessary artificial intelligence?
So artificial intelligence, if we know how to use them.
Hello? Yeah, hello.
Sir.
Madam. Someone is talking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it is all right, sir.
Yeah. No. My question is, artificial intelligence, is it really necessary in 2025?
Yes, sir. It is really necessary, sir. If we use in right way, that is good, sir. And even there is another side also, and many
Yeah,
people actually, yeah,
that's what
doing
that's
that.
what that's why I'm asking whether it is required or not. We don't know after 10 years how this artificial intelligence will take us.
Yes, sir.
That's why the feasibility and impact matrix visualize the landscape of research choices. Now we're really happy with the AI because with that we all the things are made easy, but we don't know in the near future. Some of the robots are thinking on their own. It has started already. Okay, how to map your research? Whatever the problem you have chosen, that problem we have to identify, we have to classify. That problem will consider in what type of category. Either it may be a trap or a dream or a goal. How can we assess? The trap means whatever we are choosing, it is having low impact and high feasibility. Low impact means if you complete the task, the impact on the society may be very less, but we can complete the task very fast. With simply we can complete. Like it is also called as me too research. Someone has done, even I can also do. By changing some of the parameters, we can complete the task. Safe, easy to publish, but forgotten quickly. We can publish some results, but those results will not be remembered forever. And the dream is a classification of it is having high impact and low feasibility, like nowadays quantum computing and AI technologies are current trends. They are having high impact, but how many people are really aware of quantum computing? It is having high impact. Next future is completely quantum computing. Classical computing will not work in near future. But how many experts are there in quantum computing?
Very
Maybe
less, sir.
very less. Maybe very less. Revolutionary ideas that lack current technology or theory. But there is a high risk of failure. If you choose very strong problems, strong objective, we if we complete the task, we may get high impact, but getting the result, risk of failures are high. We may not achieve. For that, the goal, we should have goal. What is that? For that particular objective, it should have high impact and high feasibility. If we complete the task, it will give some impact for the society, for the industry, for the humanity. At the same time, it may have high feasibility also. That is called Goldilocks zone. In that particular zone, that zone is challenging, but solvable problems with significant consequences. So in these three, which type of research is really useful? Either the trap, either the dream or the goal, which one you choose? Low
The
impact
goal.
with high feasibility, high impact with low feasibility, high impact and high feasibility. Anyone?
The
Which one
last one,
is
sir.
your choice?
The last one, sir.
Last one. Exactly, last one. Because after completion of the task, we can get high impact. Yeah. Avoiding me too research. Someone is doing, I will also do. Will it give any impact? Absolutely no. For getting simple degrees, we may get this me too. But even in this present scenario, getting a degree is no use. Getting a PhD, Will it be enough? Anyone? By changing some parameters, we can get some publication. By submitting, by getting those publication, we may complete. But will it really helpful in the near future? Anyone? Yeah, the path of least resistance. If you are choosing a problem, for that there is no resistance. Whatever you are doing, whatever the problem you are choosing, simply if you are getting solution, will it give you satisfaction? No, absolutely no. It is tempting to take an existing paper, changing one parameter. If you change one parameter, you will get some other results. While feasible, this yields incremental gains. Why avoid it? If you publish the results also, nobody will read. You won't get any citation. Does not build unique reputation. It is normal kind of work. Who will read your results, research area, research papers? High competition for marginal results. If you publish some small results, nobody will care. That's why we should avoid me too research. Then what we have to take? Which one is we have to take? Impossible dreams. Managing impossible dreams. High risk, high reward. If you take high risk, attempting to unify gravity and quantum mechanics is a noble goal, but dangerous for a 3-year PhD timeline. Can we complete these tasks within 3 years? PhD is having some timeline. Within 3 to 4 years, it must be completed. Otherwise, we lost our motivation. That's why we have to take minimal problems. Those problems, those objectives also must be time bounded. Those are objective, status quo, innovation, stakeholders, the risk, the cost, the timeline, and the assessment. All these parameters must be included, and risk also should be there. Appropriate risk must be there. If the high risk, we will get high reward. Break these dreams into smaller. We have big dream, make into small dreams and testable components. Don't try to boil the ocean. If you try to boil the ocean, will it boil? Try to heat cup of water. Try to heat 1 cup of water to boiling point. Take some water, take some problem and work on it. Then cup by cup, we can get the success. For that, we have to divide the big dream into small parts. By combining n number of small parts, we can get the high results. The Goldilocks zone, high impact and feasible. This is where careers are made. It requires identifying a gap that is ripe for a solution due to new experimental techniques. If any existing experimental techniques are not working, with the existing experimental techniques also you can use, you can publish. But if you try with a new experimental technique, so many readership of your journal will increase. So many people will read, they will cite your paper, then impact of your paper. Publication will increases. Recent theoretical breakthroughs, availability of new data sets. Take new data sets, work on them, then we can publish good results. That's how we have to choose high impact areas, and it must have high feasibility, then only it will work. This is the sweet part for PhDs and grant proposals. We have to take a optimized task. It should be optimized. It should be completed within the time limit. It should have innovations. Take Risk must be there, but that risk must be completed within the time bound. That's how the Goldilocks zone is essential for PhDs, those who are in the research field. Optimization strategy is we have to start with a broad area of interest. We have to start with renewable energy. What kind of renewable energies are there? Like solar energy. We have to work on solar energy. Narrow it down to a subfield, photovoltaics. Take a photovoltaic, filter the specific problem, efficiency drop in photovoltaic perovskite structures. Finally, arrive at the objective, mitigating efficiency drop via interface passivation. Just take efficient, how the efficiency is dropping for the photovoltaics, perovskite structures. That's how we have to first choose broad area. In that, how to choose such type of objective. What are the parameters that are required? What kind of what are the parameters helps us for choosing this objective? For that, literature review will help us. Rigorous literature review. We have to refer standard journals, not simple UGC care journals. We have to refer SCIA journals, Scopus, at least Scopus based journals. But nowadays, so many other journals also there. We should not refer them. And the optimization strategy. How to analyze the gap analysis, mind the gap. For that, a thorough literature review is not just reading, it is mapping. If if the same results are published by two different authors, then for this, especially for this AI technologies, before starting this ChatGPT, so many people have suggested don't use ChatGPT. Don't introduce these kind of AI technologies. But what happened? In November 2023, some experts, they have launched ChatGPT. But some people are suggested not to use these kind of. Some people are supported, some people are opposed. But we are using the fruits. That's why we are familiar with AI technology. But in the near future, we don't know. We don't know how, what kind of problems, what kind of situations we may face. And void, a phenomena observed but not explained. But some people will explain some of the concepts, but they may not explain the complete phenomena. If the phenomena is not explained completely, there will be some gap, some void will be there. For that, we have to take such type of problem and we have to work on it. And application, a theory exists but hasn't applied to any system. Maybe the concept was explained, but that may not be applied. That's how, by different conflicts, voids, and application, we can choose based on the. For that, rigorous, thorough literature review is required for the mapping the gap. These gaps are your opportunities. And whoever is choosing problem, for them the problem is really great problem. But how to justify, how to choose? I want to study superconductivity. Superconductivity, will it consider a problem? Superconductivity is a field of study. It is not an objective. It has no boundaries and no success metrics. But whatever we are planning, whatever we are thinking, it must be specific. How? In that superconductivity, we have to investigate the critical temperature dependence on doping concentrations in iron-based superconductors using ARPES. It should be a clear investigation on critical temperature of some of the iron-based superconductors. This defines variable, the system, and the method. That's how we have to use. It should be specific. It should not be general. If it is general, it will not be considered as objective. The role of hypothesis. Whatever the problem we are choosing, a good objective often takes the form of a falsifiable hypothesis. A good objective, whatever the objective we are taking, it is great for those who are chosen, but it must have some specific optimized variables, then only it will be valid. A good objective often takes the form of a falsifiable hypothesis. It forces you to predict an outcome. We have to initiate with some outcome. If the outcome completes, then only the findings will be fruitful. Otherwise, we have to change the objective. We have to change the idea, which sharpens the experimental design. If that idea don't work, we have to change the experimental method or material. That's how the role of hypothesis is very, very important in choosing a strong objective. And portfolio management for labs. Some safe bets, medium risk, and moonshots. Safe bets mean we have to, in general, to complete the PhD thesis for healthy completion, we'll choose already existing problem. We will change some parameters. Then we will work on those problems and we will publish those results. By publishing those results, we'll get the PhD thesis. But after completion of we have to be safe. We have to play safe game, but that should not be very safe. If it is very safe, no one will consider. It should have some risk. If the risk component increases, the strength of the problem will increases. Risk, this moonshots, if the moonshots are increasing, based on this, the classification will go. What kind of classifications are there? The trap, the dream, and the goal. Based on these parameters, the problem will be considered as for a healthy lab, for a PhD thesis, balance is key. Ensure you have bread and butter. Results to guarantee for graduation. By publishing the result, we should get the certificate, graduation, while reserving 10 to 20% of resources for high risk. If the high risk is there, then only we'll get the high impact journals, high reward ventures. That's how we have to increase some risk. That's how we have to choose some of the challenging areas we have to consider. My area of research is my bioceramics. In that part, we have chosen some ceramic materials for biomedical application, for bone implant materials. If you know, most of you have heard about Sensodyne toothpaste. How many of you heard about Sensodyne toothpaste?
Almost everybody.
Yes, sir.
Whoever goes to dentist with a minimal problem, he will suggest Sensodyne. The mechanism of Sensodyne, it is working on the principles of bioactivity. Sensodyne toothpaste is one of the one of the best examples of bioceramics. In the toothpaste, some of the glass particles will be there in that toothpaste. If you after brushing, some kind of hydroxyapatite layer will be deposited on the teeth of the patient. If that layer is formed on the teeth of the patient, the sensitivity problem of patient will be reduces. After aging 40, 35 plus, the dental problems are coming. For that, whoever goes, they suggest Sensodyne K, Sensodyne L, Sensodyne. That is one of the best examples for bioceramic materials. Whatever you are choosing, the problem must be, if it is really ready to applicable condition, then you will get high impact journals. You can publish good journals. For that, we should have multidisciplinary approach. Yeah, we'll discuss in the next coming slides. Whatever we are taking for that, the management for portfolio management, some kind of risk must be there. If there is no risk, there is no reward. And also smart goals. Smart goals are essential in research for optimizing the research objectives. Those are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. These parameters are really essential for any research objective. Well-defined variables and systems are required. For that, if you optimize some materials, then quantitative metrics, efficiency, resolution, or some parameters are required. Some error rates should be less, and also it should be whatever the objective, it must be achievable within the grasp of your equipment and skills, and relevant, addresses a real gap in the physics community. Not only physics community, if I take some bioceramics, for that we need a material scientist, we need a mechanical engineer, we need a dentist, we need a orthopedic doctor. So biotechnologist, so many different experts are required. Whatever the problem you are choosing, it must be interdisciplinary. If it is interdisciplinary, then now whatever the objective you have chosen, it will consider under Goldilocks zone. Goldilocks zone. It must have some relevant, addresses real gap in the physics community. It must have some time bound, can be completed before the thesis deadline. That's how we should have smart goals in research. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bounded goals are required to complete any task, any objective, any problem. The interdisciplinary edge, often the lowest hanging fruit for high impact, is at the intersection of fields. It must be a combination of different fields. Now, if you are working in particular field, either physics, chemistry, biology, economy, commerce, those are outdated. What are the current trends? Anyone? What are the current technologies, current trends?
AI.
Yeah, except AI. Because AI is our friend nowadays. We don't know when he will convert it to enemy. We don't know. But
So other than this interdisciplinary, sir, actually
interdisciplinary.
blend of many groups, like That is also nowadays it's very catching, sir.
No. I
Catching.
need one of the trending technologies. I already stated
The
that.
blockchain, IoT,
Quantum.
quantum
Block-
compute, blockchain technology,
Yes.
augmented reality.
Machine learning.
Machine learning. But one boss, someone has initiated.
Sir, even space also, sir.
So many are there, madam. So many are there, but so many are. Any physics researchers are there in the group?
Sir, artificial intelligence, robotics.
Artificial intelligence, robotics. Who are eligible? Who is eligible, sir, for this artificial intelligence? What is the prerequisite for this?
Any science student, I think, sir. I mean, are you asking about undergraduation or graduation? It depends.
No, not graduate, undergraduate, postgraduate, PhD.
Okay, for
Anyone,
PhD.
anyone.
Some computer knowledge is CSE group.
Yeah, CSE.
Only CSE? Only CSE?
Or
It's
even
a
any
blend of
discipline, they can
CSE,
actually collab, sir. They
and
can go for
EDUPro.
collaboration.
Sir, cloud computing and edge computing.
Cloud computing?
Edge computing.
Edge computing? No. So many technologies are there. But who is the boss nowadays?
Data science, sir.
Data science? Machine learning, data
Sir,
science?
are you
social
asking
science?
in regard to physics, sir, or all domains?
No, not only. There is no physics nowadays.
Okay.
No.
But actually, nowadays, here the
it's an era of interdisciplinary. Interdisciplinary, madam. We are in the era of interdisciplinary and AI. You don't know, but interdisciplinary approach is really essential. Applying physics methods to biology, materials to biology, whatever the recent, most of the Nobel prizes.
Nanoscience.
2010, last decade, nanoscience madam. Now it's not trend for nanoscience. Nano is common nowadays. Nano
Yes,
is
sir.
common, really. Sir?
Interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, transdisciplinary is ruling now, sir.
All are same only, sir. There is all are same.
Yeah.
What kind of interdisciplinary? What combination will work nowadays?
Yeah, physics,
Okay.
biology, even
Physics,
literature,
biology?
even literature.
Humanities in science, how to apply our values in through science subjects.
So, ma'am, values are essential from 0 to infinity. Without values, nothing works. Without ethics and values, nothing works. But now in current era, mathematics, physics, biology, and computer science, the combination of these groups, those who are expertise in all these areas, they will be the boss in the near future. Especially for quantum computing. One should have expertise in quantum mechanics, mathematics, and coding. Those who are really expertise, they can lead. But most of us, we were restricted to only one subject. Fortunately, in my PhD, I'm from physics background, but I learned chemistry, but my application is mathematics. Sorry, my application is biology. That's how I started 10, 12 years back, multidisciplinary approach. Because of that only, I have 21 international publications. Out of 21, 11 are Q1 journals, SCIE Q1 journals. Not just because of my efforts, efforts are same for everybody, maybe, but choosing a right problem, choosing right objective plays essential role. That's how multidisciplinary approaches are really essential. By combining mathematics and biology, biophysics, economics and physics, econophysics allows for rapid novelty gains because the tools are standard to you, but revolutionary for them. That's how multidisciplinary approaches are essential. This is the AI era, but even in the AI era, quantum computing, it's absolute multidisciplinary area. That's why everybody, you and me, everybody, those who want to lead, everybody must learn quantum computing.
Just like a words are ahead, quanto, opto, mechatronics.
Sir.
Multidisciplinary.
Sir, I would like to pose a question, sir.
Yeah, ma'am.
If it is non-physics, what is the necessary of learning this quantum, sir?
Ma'am, nowadays, can you repeat your question?
Sir, if it is, we are actually from non-physics department, sir.
Yes.
Why should we learn, why should we know about quantum or quantum related things? If it is related to AI, that is necessary. And definitely it is making us easy to do our work and all.
Madam, for
Or it is
AI,
assisting
no
us.
need to learn anything. For AI technologies, to use AI, no need to learn anything.
Yes, sir. It is automatically can go. But
Simply, it is giving. It made us all the problems into simple way.
yes, sir.
Very simple, very simple. But quantum mechanics, the thing is, you have asked very excellent question, because without quantum technologies, nothing is viable, madam, in near future. I will tell you one more interdisciplinary area, that is quantum healing. Have you heard about quantum healing? Quantum healing.
Yes, sir.
It is a combination of quantum mechanics and medicine.
Yes, sir.
If you are really interested to heal our body, medicines are really not required. Medicines are really not required. Our body, human body, have the capacity of healing. It can heal without any medicine. If you give some time, it will heal simply. But we are not giving time. That's why we are facing so many problems. If you have time, if you are really interested, you can read the book Quantum Healing by Deepak Chopra. He's a medical doctor. He has written so many books. Really, these quantum computing is really required, but quantum healing, these subjects are really essential for us. Whatever you want to, if you want to lead, you want to gain some knowledge, absolutely we must have quantum physics, quantum mechanics. That's how quantum mechanics is really essential nowadays. If you don't want, you are from which background, madam?
I'm from English, sir.
English. Yeah.
Yeah.
For English faculty, English is more than all. If you are really good at English, no need to learn any other. But like me as a physicist, to sustain in the near future, those who are doing research, for them, those who want to lead, for them, quantum technologies are really essential. Those who are really interested, for them it is essential.
Professor, can I ask a question? May I?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, what you said is correct. The multidisciplinary is essential for quantum computing, for etc. etc. But thing is that we studied in BA in literature background, and after that we did the masters in English literature only. So how can we learn all these things, sir? So how it could be related to language? See, this seminar or this activity is focused on how to overcome all these barriers, sir, because we lost the science in 10th standard only. And after
Yes,
intermediate, we did BA in literature, master's degrees in English, and MPhil in English literature. And we are going to do the literature part or maybe ELT. So you said that you had a background, something called physics or chemistry. That's why you have a knowledge set. Then how we are going to see this, the future? Yes, of course, what you said is correct. Quantum technology, quantum is good. But background is essential. Sir.
Yes, sir. Background is essential.
R also has given like an advice, sir. It's a piece of advice.
Those who are really interested for them only, not for all. Those who are really those
Okay,
are
sir.
not for all. English is only English itself is required, essential for nowadays. English is the boss compared to quantum technologies. For quantum technologies, it requires time. But those who are expertise in English, they are the boss. No need to learn any quantum technologies. For that, you have to concentrate on your strong objectives. For that, different methodologies are there. You have to choose them. No need quantum technologies.
Sir,
but in the near
excuse
future,
me, sir.
interdisciplinary areas are really essential. That's what my intention. That's fine.
Sir, excuse me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
What you said is
Okay, sir.
10% correct. What you said is 10% is correct. 10% correct. Because
Yes,
one who masters the language, he can
sir.
read books from varied disciplines. That is one
Yes, sir.
point.
Yes, sir.
For example, many maybe physicists or chemists or scientists, whomsoever they may be, if they are they write their new findings and everything in English only first.
Yes, sir.
So that's one thing. For example, I will cite a book, The Tao of Physics by Fritjof Capra.
Tau.
I think you heard it. The Tao of Physics. THEAO, Tao of Physics, Fritjof Capra.
Sir.
It and 1 million copies sold worldwide, sir.
Sir.
So this is in English only, because
Yes, sir.
so one who is a master, the language people, especially
Yes.
English language people, they have access with the whole gamut of human knowledge.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I agree with your opinion, sir. You are 100% correct.
Yes, sir.
He can learn anything, he can master anything, whatsoever it may be.
Sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, thank you.
I'm Vamshi Mohan from Warangal.
Sir, who is the author, sir?
Author
of the book.
Author of the book, The Tao of Physics, Fritjof Capra, FRITJOF CAPRA.
Okay.
It
Okay,
elaborately discusses with the mysticism of India, Eastern mysticism with Western physics. It's a wonderful book.
Definitely, I'll go through this book, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Any other?
Yes, sir. I would like to add,
Yes, sir.
large language models are run by English faculty only, sir. As you said, quantum computing and AI basics we have to learn. If we want to work in the future on LLMS and AI robots training, we should, as you said, we should learn basics of quantum computing and AI basics, and everybody should learn coding, sir. Because
sir.
if we want to serve in near future, because it changes entire system. even the education system. And I'm working on LLMs, sir, large language management models system, and AI basics I'm learning. I'm a project associate from IIT Madras, sir.
Now are you pursuing now, sir?
Yes, project associate IIT Madras, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Because as you said, quantum computing and AI tools definitely will help our teachers to grow, especially English teachers. Computational linguistics we can do, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We don't know really.
Thank you for your support.
Yeah. By 2030, what kind of changes may happen? It is really very difficult to predict. By next 10 years, I think so many conventional technologies, conventional methodologies may go. I'm thinking. I don't know. Anyone can comment on this. By 2030 or 2035, I'm predicting.
You repeat
So
your statement.
many. By next 10 years, whatever the conventional methodologies, like regular teaching, classroom teaching, maybe classroom teaching may vanish, sir. I'm thinking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We agree with you, sir.
Maybe, sir.
And really, we are very fortunate that we are very near to 2047.
I think people inclined to have self-paced work, sir. Self-paced courses, self-paced learning and all this. And of course it is there. I think it can be increased, sir. Can be enhanced.
Maybe those who are expertise with quantum technologies, those teachers may survive. Otherwise, it's really it will be a very tough time.
Maybe. Yeah, sir. Yes, many CEOs are agreeing with you, sir. They are asking English teachers to focus on 21st century skills. They are 4 C's. Instead of knowledge acquiring, knowledge imparting, knowledge instilling, they are asking us to knowledge construction. We have to teach the alpha and the beta generation how to construct knowledge, how to learn something in no time. Learning methodologies we have to teach, not knowledge, sir. In near future, there will not be any knowledge imparting, knowledge instilling, and knowledge acquiring, sir. Only knowledge construction and learning something in no time. That will happen. That is 21st century skills, collaboration, cooperation, critical thinking, creativity, problem solving. These will play a major role. Then we have to learn every day, sir. That is ubiquitous learning at any time and any place. There will be only ubiquitous learning. And teacher and there will not be any teacher, senior learner and junior learner. Both should learn every day. We should be dynamic. That is what I think, sir.
Yes, sir.
Well said, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your inputs. And one more thing I want to add here. Really, by 2047, the objective of 2047, what is that? 2047.
Developed India.
Vikasit Bharat, developed India. We were not part of 1947. We are not the batch of 1947. But we are really fortunate. Most of us will be the part of 2047. So many changes are happening. By deciding, by choosing a strong objective, not only research objective, clear, optimized objective, whether it may be research or teaching or anything. By optimizing objectives, we can contribute for the Vikasit Bharat. That is my personal intention. Even with this workshop also, I am feeling this is also be a part of Vikasit Bharat. If we are contributing good, if our objectives are good, if we are choosing, if we are optimizing good objectives, optimized, excellent, appropriate, not excellent, appropriate objectives, whichever is required, we have to optimize that. Our objective is now Vikasit Bharat, developed India. When we will see developed India? For that, everybody should contribute. You and me, everybody. We should. That's how I'm thinking. Anyone can tell their opinion. If I'm wrong or anything.
Sir, we would like to hear from you about publications, sir. Publications, how you did that. Publications, SCI publications is very difficult. As you have done 21 papers, it is really appreciable. We hear from you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have 11 Q1 publications, sir. Really, for that I worked really hard. For that, we should have good mentor, supervisor, good guide. Mentor is required, sir. Just we'll continue in the last. We'll discuss. Okay, sir.
Sir, as you said, by 2047, it will be definitely a milestone, 100th anniversary of our Independence Day independence. So it will be an epoch, sir, a new era.
Yes, sir.
With the sustained efforts of all the researchers and all the these politicians and all the enlightened intelligentsia, will land into the new era, sir. Up to 2047, one thing, and from 2047, the India's progress will no leaps and bounds, sir. It will go. May it become superpower of the world also.
Already we are superpower, sir. We are not recognizing every individual. Really, India is really young country. We are young now. We are young India, but still we are developing. Whatever the change has given by from 2020, there is a significant change, sir. We are evidencing. There is a clear difference from 2020 onwards.
Yeah. Okay.
There is a clear difference. Yes, sir. All of you. Yes, we are evidenced during 2020 Corona time. Not only that, Coronas, maybe some nature has given some significance.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Am I audible?
Madam, you are audible. Ask if you want to ask any
ma'am.
question.
Yes, ma'am. Hello. Hello.
Sir, you go ahead, and if there is anything, again, ma'am will connect you.
Whatever the interdisciplinary approaches are really essential. That's what really essential for optimized research objectives. The main idea, ethical consideration. Just because we can doesn't mean we should. If we know something, we should not do that thing. The objectives must align with societal well-being, consider dual use technologies, environmental impact, and sustainability as part of the cost function. These environmental impact, sustainability are the key features for anything. Even for 2047 Vikasit Bharat, these dual use technologies, environmental impact, sustainability are essential. The SWOT test, the ultimate filter for any research objective. The role of mentorship. That's what sir has one of the faculty may he asked how it is possible 21 publications out of that, really because of my guru Professor Abdul Azim sir from NIT Warangal. He is my guru. In his leadership, in his mentorship, I started my research journey in 2012. This role of mentorship is really vital. That's all. We should have some expertise, validation from experience. Optimization is rarely a solo endeavor. A mentor provides the historical context to know if a novel idea was actually tried. It was tried and failed 20 years ago. Use senior colleagues to stress test your Elmire answers before you begin. So many questions are there, 8 questions are there. The objective, the status quo, the innovation, the stakeholders, the risk, the cost, the timeline, and the assessment. These are really required. For that, we need a senior colleague, a mentor, a guide, a supervisor, really required for that, whether we are moving forward or not. That's how, with his love of research, with his knowledge, I started my journey. Even with that, with his grace only, I started. Even with me, 4 scholars are working, 1 full-time, 3 part-time scholars. If anybody working in similar kind of area, I'm ready to collaborate. Yes. Let us optimize our discussion. Any questions? That's how mentorship is really essential for getting all these optimized research objectives. If we have a clear objective, precise objective, then if we work on that, if we work continuously, we can get good SEI Q1 journals. That's how I worked. Still I'm working. Yes. Any questions, sir?
Sir, who is this Hailmer, sir?
Hailmer?
You have mentioned the person's name. Hailmer's questions like that you said, right?
He has
Who is he or she?
given some he has given some suggestions for effective research objectives. To make research objective, he has given some guidelines. Those are these 8 points as given by Elmiro: the objective, the state, the status quo, the innovation, the stakeholders, risk, cost, timeline, and assessment. These parameters as given by him only. For the effective, for choosing the effective objective, research objective, these parameters must be there.
Once you please repeat them, sir.
These 8 parameters, the objective, for effective research objective, the objective, the status quo, the innovation, the stakeholders, the risk, the cost, and the timeline, and the assessment parameters. These questions must be satisfied by any model. Then only it said to be a optimized, appropriate research objective.
Thank you, sir.
Any other? If anybody is interested, I'm ready to collaborate.
In which way, sir? I mean,
whatever possible way, madam. Whatever possible.
yes. So if I'm, I mean, my background is English literature, sir. So I'm really interested to do some kind of research work. So do you have any proposal or anything, sir?
For in English, I don't have any idea, madam. Really.
Okay, sir.
In materials, I have some idea. Those who are willing, they can contact me. You can take my number also.
Definitely we'll pass that number to all the participants, sir. If they have any, I mean that idea, and they can talk to you, sir.
Yeah, that is the only reason I came for this. Actually, this research objective, this is not part of my research. This is my first time. I mean, just for the interaction, I came here.
It's very interesting, sir.
Really.
Thank you, Rajkumar, sir, for an exceptionally thought-provoking and impactful session on optimization of research objectives. Your introduction to Helmoro questions like what are the risks, how much will it cost, how long will it take, how will we measure success, offered really a powerful framework for evaluating the worth and feasibility of any research activity. Your explanation of mapping research through the trap, the dream, and the goal, and positioning ideas across combinations of impact and feasibility helped participants understand how to make research both meaningful and achievable. The way you highlighted that gaps are not obstacles but opportunities was truly motivating, sir. Your guidance on avoiding vague goals and formulating specific, falsifiable hypotheses brought great clarity to the purpose and direction of research. The emphasis on smart objectives and the crucial role of interdisciplinary approaches in producing revolutionary work enriched the session with vision and relevance. Sir, we deeply appreciated the interactive segment where participants were encouraged to share their perceptions, imagine the world beyond 2047, and re-examine their objectives through ethical considerations. Sir, your strong message on the importance of mentorship for strengthening research and staying aligned with the right direction was both valuable and uplifting. Thank you, sir, for an insightful session that sharpened our understanding of how to optimize, refine, and meaningfully frame research objectives.
Madam, excuse me, please post the SAR's email, phone number, and details, ma'am, in our group.
Definitely, sir. I'll collect them and I'll share that one to all the participants, sir.
Because as session is ending, we have some things to ask. We'll mail to that SAR directly.
Certainly, sir. Certainly.
Sir, I'm sharing here in the chat box.
That's a better idea, sir.
Yeah.
rk.satchaswaroop@gmail.com.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, these I'm using these both mail IDs. One is a college mail ID, on his personal mail ID. You can send it for any mail.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. If there are no questions, thank you everyone for your time.
Sir, please
Really
may I
thank
ask a question?
organizers. Yes, ma'am.
So in the future, what about the people who take the profession in teaching from school, university level? If the classrooms disappear, classroom interaction and teaching disappear, how will be the scope, sir, in teaching field?
Obviously, teacher role is really essential, madam. I think it will be, but these conventional techniques, conventional methodologies may go, but those who are expertise with the computational techniques, definitely, but number may reduce.
Can AI replace teaching, sir? Can AI replace teaching?
Absolutely no, ma'am. It's absolutely no. Whatever the question you ask, it may give. Maybe near future, if artificial intelligence advances, there may be a chance. That's what we have seen in movies. Robo. If it starts thinking on its own, then the problem may come. But until that,
so how can we equip, sir, to beat and overcome that professionalism in teaching fields?
no. Just they have to update. Just like phone update, teacher, we the teachers, we have to update, madam, with the latest technologies. That's it.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, one submission, sir. I'm Vamshimon from Warangal, and it's my opinion that whatever may be the latest findings or everything, the mother of everything is the theoretical physics, sir. From
Yes,
theoretical physics only, new things or some latest innovations, latest findings in physics, string theories, whatever it may be, only through the theoretical physics it is possible. And my opinion is, as far as interdisciplinarity is considered, so theoretical physics can be read or can be enriched by a person who has a command over English language. So theoretical physics, with his English knowledge, he can delve deep into the theoretical physics. That is my final opinion, sir, in this issue.
Sir, language is a communication, sir. Language he can read, but to understand the concepts, one should have basic idea, especially for theoretical physics. It's my opinion.
Okay.
Maybe you're true, but to understand the concepts, English may be a communication. We can go through it, but to understand the concepts, one should have basics, definitely.
Okay, sir. With the language, he goes on reading, and whenever he want more clear picture or he want to know the concept clearly, they will take the help of physicists like you.
Yes, sir.
So with the interaction or collaboration, we can go ahead.
We are ready.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, organizers. Especially thanks to Dr. Kanifnath.
Sir, we'll move to next session, sir.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah,
Okay,
thank
sir.
you. Thank you all.
Thank
Thank you
you,
for
sir.
your time.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Rahimuddin, sir.
Good evening, Rupesh sir. Have you joined, sir?
Yes. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank
Good evening, Rahimuddin sir.
Sir, thank you, sir. So before we begin the session,
Okay. Yeah.
I would like to give a brief introduction, sir. Dr. Rupesh Kote is an assistant professor in the Department of English and Cultural Studies at Christ Deemed to be University, Central Campus, Bangalore, and a Civitas Dei alumni board member at the Institute for Human Ecology, Catholic University of America, USA. Formerly, he served as head of the Department of English and associate dean for mentoring and advising at SR University, Warangal. He holds a PhD in comparative literature and Indian studies from the English and Foreign Language University, Hyderabad, and has presented at international conferences hosted by St. John's College, Oxford University, and the University of Leeds. He is a recipient of the prestigious Champion of Dignity Award from the World Youth Alliance and the National Youth Award from ICYM. He has represented India at Global Youth Dialogues. He has also received travel grants to attend the Bergen Summer Research School at the University of Bergen, Norway, and the Civitas Dei Fellowship at the Catholic University of America, Washington, D.C., USA. His research explores the intersection of literature, philosophy, and the ethics of plurality, with a particular focus on phenomenology and existentialism. He is currently working on a collection of short stories for children that blend moral insights with the timeless charm of fables. We want to learn and develop our knowledge from your insights on the today's topic, sir, epistemology and ontology in humanities research. Thank you, sir. The session is now yours. Please continue.
Thank you. Thank you, Rahimuddin sir, for that generous introduction. Yeah, so may I know if I am given the access to share my PPT?
Sir, you can do it by your own, sir.
Okay,
On top, there is a share button and you can do it.
Okay, fine. May I know if you are able to see my PPT?
Not yet, sir. I think it is under process.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
No, okay.
Sir, it is after mic, sir. Besides mic.
No, I do know this. Yeah, I actually am using the same. Yeah, but then looks like because I'm joining it from browser.
Yes.
And
Otherwise,
not
you,
the Teams.
sir.
Can I share the PPT to Rahimuddin sir or anybody, the organizers?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
You
can you please
share it to
say a
Rahimuddin,
hi
sir.
on WhatsApp?
Sir,
Yeah.
you share the PPT to Swarna madam, sir. Swarna madam.
Okay, can anybody
give my
say
number,
a hi
sir?
on WhatsApp? Yes, just say a hi on WhatsApp. If you have my number.
I don't have your number, sir. Please.
Okay.
Madam, note down.
955. Yeah.
Sir.
9550.
9550.
138.
138.
529.
529.
Yeah.
Okay. But one number is missed, sir. 950.
9550.
Okay. Okay. 9550 138 529.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you can start and I'll do that once. Okay, sir.
Sure, ma'am. Yeah. So I thought I will first do my thanking, to especially the organizers of this International Intensive Thesis Writing Workshop. Especially I would like to thank the Government Degree College, Narsampet, Warangal, and also Department of English and IQAC, Sri Kandukuri Veerasalingam Theistic Government Degree College. And my special thanks goes to EduUUMENTUU, which is working with Sharayu, EduPro, and Venkat's time. So in a time actually when, so many things are, let's say, the research situation in India. I would like to pitch in my topic, and in the given context of, conducting or organizing this particular intensive research writing workshop, it is quintessentially important, I feel, that, we should understand what is the situation or condition of research that is happening in our country. So can anybody unmute yourself and, speak? What is the situation of research in our country?
Sir, good evening, sir. I'm Shivangi this side. I would like to be optimistic, but although the situation is grim, if I read around and I get to know from students who are currently preparing their proposals or entering into this field, when I talk to them, I do not pass any judgments, to be very precise, but I get to hear situations which are not very bright or not very futuristic or not very novel when it comes to research. Yet, as we say that there is always a gray line to things. So there are researchers out there who are actually putting their soul and heart to research and taking this field forward and taking up research with a passion to contribute something new rather than just doing research for the sake of research, as we say.
Yes.
Hello. Sir, I also want to say something on this, sir. Hello.
Please.
Good evening,
Please
sir.
share.
Sir, actually, I want to say in very short, sir, that the condition of research in our country is very pathetic. It's very poor because only quantitative work is being done. There isn't any quality. The quality work is not being done, sir. And this may be because of, once more, I will repeat here that it's happening due to the foundations. Actually, now people or researchers are bounded to do PhDs and research and all these things. So I think quantity is increasing, but the quality is decreasing, sir. So
you
very
mean the
pathetic condition.
quantity of the PhDs? The number of PhDs that we have in India is increasing.
Yes, sir.
You mean that, right? Yeah. So
exactly.
it is, as you all, rightly opinionated, it is true that, it is on a positive note. Yes, it is good that, we have good number of PhDs. But what actually should motivate a person to pursue or take up PhD is a question. Sometimes we see just because merely you've completed your master's, you want to, continue your studies and you take up PhD. And sometimes, let's say, for the sake of you have a promotion pending. For that reason, you take up PhD. And, the reason is, most of the times is not right. And my observation, another thing is the rise of private universities and the kind of mongering that, private universities are behind ranking. Let's say universities are given good ranks sometimes, when they have good number of PhDs awarded, or let's say even when you have PhD students, your ranking also goes good or high. Yeah. So these are some of the unfortunate situations that we come across in Indian research scenario, which is why most of them say that there is nothing which is groundbreaking. Yeah, but then you can only find mediocre research sometimes. Yeah, and another unfortunate thing is all those who join PhD, especially in private institutes, the pathetic situation is it's not their mistake, but they were not trained well, especially in writing. Yeah. Our education system is graded in such a way that at a certain stage, at a UG level, you have to acquire certain competence. And at a PG level, it should be another level. And at a PhD level, you should be accomplished, to take up PhD or research hassle-free, which is you must be equipped with, or the kind of writing that is required, the critical rigor, or analytical rigor, yeah, and the frameworks, the theories, the methods, all of this, even before your coursework. Of course, you do all of this during your coursework, but then even before your coursework, I think we all should be equipped with these basic skills before we take up a research. So given the scenario of the kind of research or the craze for getting a PhD degree in the Indian scenario, I really appreciate the organizers of this particular workshop, international intensive writing workshop, for almost 15 days. Yeah, it's not 1 day, 2 days, but then 15 days you are spending your valuable time, where sometimes most of you all must be from families, yeah, and you have your household chores that you should be doing in the evenings, but still, yeah, despite that, you're spending time in this, and I congratulate all the participants for signing up for this intensive writing workshop. Yeah, if my PPT is ready, madam, could you please share it? Yeah, Rahimuddin sir, may I know if the PPT is ready? I've already shared the PPT.
Sir, it is under process. It takes 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So I think, most of y'all must be working in some or the other institution also. Yeah. So may I know how many of y'all are from, humanities, and how many of y'all are from sciences? You can text in the chat box. Yeah, or just raise hands. But then everybody raises hand. Yeah, so if you're from humanities, just write H in the chat box. If you're from sciences, just write S, the letter S, in the chat box. Yeah. Okay. H. Hema Singh, Madam Shruti. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So How many of you all are into full-time research? Okay. If you all are into full-time research, could you please just text yes, FR, full-time research, FR.
Research as such. Then we take the data and we represent, we see the results. And when we see the results, we can manipulate the results here. There is a chance of I'm not saying everybody does it, but there is a chance of manipulating it when we take the primary data. When we take the data from primary. So, yeah. And moreover, and in humanities, there are if there is a good student, if we are having a good scholar, there wouldn't be a good guide, and vice versa.
Okay.
And there is and there is no patience also in both the guide and the student. They want to make it very quickly and publish the publication by somehow means and get the degree. But after that, what is that they are going to teach in the institution is a big question mark. I personally think it is, sir. See, suppose the title. Suppose they were giving the title. The scholar is telling the title, but are the objectives based on the title? What is that they were given? That is also a question mark, sir. They were unable to answer. What is that what is your objective? What is your hypothesis? What is the result that you got it? And moreover, and if we are in the synopsis, if we are asking such questions, what have you done and what are your objectives? What is that you wanted to find? If we ask them, sir, the guides, the guide and the friends of the guide would not like, wouldn't like our question. Okay. They don't want to learn. They don't want to learn. So somehow they want to complete it and send it to their friends and get it corrected and give the degree. But this wouldn't happen. This wouldn't much happen in science subjects. What I personally feel. Yeah, right, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much for your, because this is all coming from our lived experiences. Yeah, Madam, could you please move to the next slide? I could see my PPT. Thank you. Please move to the next slide. Next slide. Yeah, so sciences versus humanities, all through the history, I would like to bring in a few points that there is always a kind of burden from humanities to imitate sciences. Yeah, there are good number of articles that we should be reading. Yeah, so we try to imitate sciences sometimes, humanities, and let's say it's the same thing that from what Kiran, my madam, shared just now. There is always a kind of pressure, let's say, when the management, especially from sciences, they try to there is a kind of imposition that humanities scholars or faculty should be publishing equally or in par with the sciences faculty. Yeah, so but then we should understand that the research that happens in sciences is different from what happens in humanities. Thanks to Kiran, my madam, for bringing in good points. And I tell you, that is all because of the academic burden also that is on most of the faculty members, where they do not give sufficient time to their scholars. Yeah, so directly getting into our topic today, which is precisely ontology and epistemology in humanities research. Yeah, so what is ontology or epistemology? At least all of us know that this is something related to philosophy. Okay, so what is philosophy? And how does philosophy really, or do you think philosophy helps us to conduct our research? Do you all know some philosophy? Anybody? Let's make it interactive. It shouldn't be, I don't like to be monotonous. So let's make it interactive. Yeah. What is philosophy? Why does philosophy matter in research? Yeah, you please be on the slide. Anybody wants to share?
Sir.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry, excuse me, sir. Philosophy is the mother of the entire human knowledge, and moreover, ontology is related to the existence of a being, its relation with nature, and all such things, sir. It generally
I know your name, sir?
I am Vamshi Mohan from Warangal, sir.
Okay, yeah, it is good to know each other because we are all colleagues, and we are meeting. It's a pan-India conference and a workshop, and we are all meeting. So it is good that we know each other. Yeah. So Vamshi sir, yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. So sometimes we think that we don't know Socrates, or we don't know Plato, or we don't know Aristotle, or let's say we don't know Jean-Paul Sartre, or some philosopher, but I'll tell you, all of us know philosophy, and we live with some kind of philosophy. The philosophies of the world, motivate us, drive us, and take us forward in our lives. And look at the kind of philosophies today. I gave an exam to my students, and I taught them a poem which is written by Rudyard Kipling. And the title of the poem is If. And the poem is located, or the poem conveys Stoic philosophy. Yeah, the poem If is talking about, If is an advice that a father gives to a son. So many, virtues that he talks about. My dear son, if you are like this, if you are so and so, if you will be this way, okay, when you take the triumph and let's say, disaster, the two imposters equally, you will, become a man one day. Okay. Yeah. So there are so many things that, they talk about. Yeah. Which is all rooted in Stoic philosophy. So I wanted to conduct an exam, and what I did, I asked my students that, because I teach in Christ, and students in Bangalore are very proactive, and I tell you, there is a stark difference between the students that we see in other remote areas where especially let's say from Telangana or Andhra, it's very difficult to make a student speak. Yeah, but then in Bangalore, I should tell that it is difficult for us to stop students from speaking. Yeah, so you ask a question, and there is a lot of perspective that students bring into the classroom. Yeah, so I gave them other philosophies, not just Stoic philosophy, but I gave them a document where they have to read, let's say, hedonistic, Epicurean philosophy, existential philosophy, a little bit of each of it, and then they have to understand the poem in the context of all the other philosophies. Yeah. And I asked them, do you think the same advice that Rudyard Kipling has given to his son, yeah, is relevant to you? Okay, in this postmodern or post-truth, or you may label it with so many other names. Yeah, so how is it relevant? And can you all contrast it with the philosophies, let's say existential philosophy or Epicurean, hedonistic, yeah, or nihilistic philosophy, and all of those philosophies? And I tell you, they did an amazing job. And the point that I wanted to draw here is all of us have different perspectives. Yeah, and all of us look at our lives through different lens, and the lens that is given to us comes from some sort of philosophy. Yeah, even if you do not know, Socrates or Plato or Aristotle or Jean-Paul Sartre or Merleau-Ponty, Heidegger, whoever, whatever. But still we are driven by philosophy because philosophy is in the world. Philosophy is available in the world. Philosophy in the globalized world, it intersects, interchanges, gets into, creeps into you and me through different medium. Yeah. So to understand, where does our research begin from? Yeah. What is, how does our research begin from?
Sir,
what is the starting point of research?
Sir, with your permission, one small submission, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, you have well said. Philosophy begins with inquiry. And one more thing, my opinion is that philosophy is everywhere, especially for Indians. It rather seems to be emotional or sentimental, but every child, every being, every living being, everything on the in the soil, India, where they have inborn philosophy. The philosophy is ingrained in their very nerve fiber, I feel.
It is, it is ingrained. Yes, during the course of time. It's not that, we naturally inherit something like that. But then, during the course of time, based on where we live, based on, our surroundings, yes, certain kind of philosophy creeps into our minds. Yeah. So as I asked, yes, you want to say something, sir? Vishal, sir.
Sir, regarding Vamshi Mohan, sir, regarding Stoic,
Vamshi, sir. Yeah, sorry.
I remember the quote of Zeno, sir. What he says that one must have 2 ears. If we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, we should listen more than we say.
Yeah,
that is the founder. He's a founder, I think, of Geno. By name Geno. Some place is there.
Zeno,
place of, sir, I could not remember it now.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So the point is, research, most of the times, as I said, I gave the context of, research scholars in India. We think that, just appending things from here and there, collecting, bringing in, giving the whole information of a topic is not research. Yeah. Research begins with inquiry. Yeah. Research starts with a question. Yeah. Research should start with a question. And then, we are pursuing and finding a hypothesis or a solution for that particular question. So it's deciding what is real in my topic. Yeah, why philosophy matters is what is real in my topic, what counts as true knowledge. And I tell you the pathetic situation of Indian institutions, you are not researching, but you are starting your research with publications. Now I'll ask you a question. Should you publish to do research, or should you do research to publish? Where are we starting our research? Let this session be a little reflective also. I don't mind it being reflective because, it is quintessentially important that, we all should think that whether we are our starting point is publications, or are we starting with, a question, an inquiry, and then, researching, and then, writing something, finding out something, and then, going for publication.
Practically, actual thing is the ground reality is actually everybody is doing for publishing, sir, first.
Yeah.
Publishing, not with natural inborn this thing. Under the pressure, under the interest, or under the vested interest, everyone is rushing to publish something. Even for name, that is mongering, name and fame mongering is also there.
Sometimes it's become mandatory that before you submit your thesis, you're supposed to publish to papers. It's not just publish 2 papers, but you have to publish 2 papers in Scopus indexed, journals. Yeah, which is not okay, in my opinion. And I tell you, researchers in India, yes.
I have another reflection in this regard, sir.
Yes, please, madam.
Actually, I should rather say it has been practiced wrongly how to teach a language in Indian based education system, I would rather say, because if we compare the system with the I'm not just going to take any one specific country, but mostly good academicians, they have preferred having arts as one of the major subjects, and writing will be in the next semester, or that will be the semester which will be the upcoming semester from the reading. I would rather say for them the cultural arts is different, and academic medium of study of an English, received standard of study of English is a different paper. So I think this difference actually it's making a very big difference in the minds of students understanding the culture and the language of the English when it comes to English.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but then the question of whether to start with publication or whether to do research, it is important that we understand, that we should start with research, with inquiry, and then only move to publication. So why every researcher needs basic philosophy is clear thinking is better research. And as we all are sharing our experiences, because of the kind of pressure for various reasons, we are actually not giving time to authentic research. Yeah, in India, it's my observation that, we are moving away far from, what is called as authentic research. Yeah. So what are the key tools you get from philosophy? We have different kinds of, disciplines or concepts within philosophy. Let's say logic, which is separate strong reasoning from weak reasoning, and how to build a solid argument. Sometimes our researchers are actually lacking a strong argument. So what is my claim? What is the evidence that is available? And what is the clear link that I could give to my claim and evidence is required? And what are some of the fallacies that, we come across? Let's say, sometimes we miss on a literature review. You do not do a proper literature review, and you jump into your own conclusions, which is again conventional, traditional, old researches. You try to replicate the same thing again. And some of the fallacies, let's say, ad hominem or straw man, false dilemma, circular reasoning, confusing correlation with cause, we should be aware of all these fallacies. Whether you are a science researcher or let's say you are a humanities researcher, there is some basic philosophy which would allow you to do critical thinking, and which is important in our researchers, and ask sharp questions instead of accepting things at face value. Sometimes, we see students coming and asking supervisors, sir, please give me one topic. What topic do you think, I should work on? Should that be the case? It should never be the case. But unfortunately, that is what we are experiencing, students. And sometimes, let's say in humanities research, or let's say English research, you are trained in literature, and then, you are okay to move to ELT, and you are trained in ELT, and you are okay to move to literature just because, your supervisor is interested in literature. That shouldn't be the case. We should exercise agency, autonomy, and let's say academic, background. You should consider your academic background and pursue, go ahead with your research. And certain your conclusions, it should never be like your opinion or I feel, it shouldn't be like, you're expressing your feelings. Research should come at a different level. Next slide, please. Next slide. Swarna, madam. Now, what are these ad hominem or, straw man or false dilemma? Yeah, these are all fallacies, which means that there is no proper argument. Let's say ad hominem attack is you have certain belief system that you are carrying with you. You have a baggage that you are carrying with you, and you bring in that baggage into your research. Let's say you want to attack someone through, your work. Yeah, and you do personal attacks, then it is ad hominem attack. I'm just giving you an example. Yeah, let's say our approach towards research should always be objective. Yes, we carry our own situatedness of our lived experience, or we carry our lived experience with us, but still we need to engage with the research objectively, disentangling ourselves with all that is, existing in us, may it be the ideology or, the philosophy. Let's say I have a friend who has worked on dance. He's a Kuchipudi dancer. Yeah, and he worked on Perini, which is a dance art form which was developed in Telangana. Yeah, and he being a dancer, he approached it just like any other. But then once he started doing his research, he understood that, it is the perception that has been created about this particular dance is not historically not the same. The thesis that has, existing research that has happened on this particular research is not the same as he did, he found out through his study. Yeah, so it is important that, we approach. And at that point, maybe he had pressure from his supervisor that you cannot disrupt what is existing of such a, art form. Yeah, there must be a pressure. But then despite that, he has disregarded the comments or, the pressure, and he has come up with an authentic research on, what actually this art form or dance form is all about. Yeah, so because it's a public platform, I cannot disclose this particular research. And what is ontology? Why should you care about this ontology? Why do we need this ontology at all? Yeah, and ontology in can you please go back, madam, the previous slide? Can we please go back to the previous slide? Okay, the study of what actually exists and what is, so the word ontology is first used in 1606, and as our sir said, it has its roots in Greek, which means being, which is that which exists. So the literal meaning is the study or reasoning of being, the science of what actually exists. So before we study anything, especially in our research, when we look through ontology, rather we should be looking through ontology and epistemology. Is there even anything there to study? Yeah. Why am I doing this study? What is that is real about this study? Is there even anything there? Which means B. Yeah. Is there anything there to study? Next slide, please. If you have any questions in between, you can please raise your hand. Yeah, let's be democratic. Yeah, you're free to share your opinions. Yeah. So what is ontology? As we said, what actually exists? What is real in your research topic? Let's look at some examples, which are very simple examples. Yeah, we talk something about culture. Now we should understand that, in sciences, the kind of research that we are doing is empirical, let's say, quantitative, let's say, but then when it comes to, languages or literature or humanities, it's not the same. Yeah. So there are so many things that cannot be empirically shown. Yeah. So how are we to go about with such things? Yeah. So is culture a real thing or just a word we made up? Does intelligence truly exist or only test scores? Or is poverty an objective reality or a social construction? And why all of this matters is if you get your ontology wrong with your research, we all end up studying something that isn't even real. Sometimes it happens, let's say, all of us are obsessed, or unfortunately, our Indian academia encourages us to import Western theories, Western methodologies. Sometimes, it's not that, we should not, but then, and it is also wrong that we say that we do not have anything. It is never like that. But then Western imported theories or methodologies sometimes wouldn't work in our context. Yeah, so this is very important that we should always understand things contextually. Next slide, please. Somebody has unmuted. You want to speak? Vamshi sir, you unmuted.
Sir, 1 second.
Yeah.
Sir, we heard this word in some biology also, sir. For example, it is something related to ontogeny repeats phylogeny. So as we are using onto this word, just it surfaced into my mind. That law says that all evolutionary in the evolutionary phase, all species will have the same structure, embryonic structure, same structure.
Yes. Yeah.
So it automatically indicates, sir, 1 second, it indicates that there must be a basic fundamental unchanged thing as the starting point of all these multitudinous manifestations. So that's what, sir, I want to share.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So there are two kinds of reality. Now we are talking about what is real, what is existing, what is being. So what are these two kinds of reality and why it changes everything? There is always also a danger when we try to frame certain things, building thick boundaries. Many things are in the state of flux in the researches that we are doing, in our observations. We should understand that things are always in flux, and do not draw or put a thick boundary around anything that we pursue. Yeah. So what are these two realities? One is physical reality and another one is social reality. In humanities research, we look at social reality. So what are these examples of physical reality? Let's say mountains, rivers, atoms, gravity. Yeah. And in social reality, caste is a social reality, marriage, yeah, nation, secularism. Now, do you think that physical objects, what is available as physical reality, have agency? Yeah. What is agency? Anybody? Agency. What is agency? Agency is, one's autonomy. Yeah.
School can be an agency, family can be an agency, right?
Okay. In what sense, madam?
Agencies of education, like when you tell like agencies of education.
Okay, here agency is every person has agency, which means every person has autonomy. Yeah, you have your personal agency, which is your opinion matters, your perspective matters, your thinking matters. Okay, yeah. So when we talk about agency is your personal autonomy. Yeah. So a river cannot have this agency. It cannot decide on its own. It is an object. It is there, but it's different in humans. In humans, there is agency. Yeah, humans can fight, we can rename, we can abolish certain things, we can reinvent, these things. Yeah. So can reality be changed by people? Yeah. When it comes to physical objects, we cannot abolish gravity. You cannot change gravity. It is existing. Yeah. But then let's say, certain social evils that prevailed in our country, sati, yeah, or, child marriages. Yeah. So it was real, but now it's illegal and unreal. So social reality is in a state of flux. Yeah. So next slide, please. And we should understand that, when we talk about ontology, there are, two kinds of reality. And now we will learn what are those two big camps in ontology. Yeah, how are we to understand the reality of anything that you are working on? What is really in this research? What is real about my research? So there are two ways of looking at it. One is called as objectivism or realism, and another camp within ontology is interpretivism or constructivism. So what is the core belief when we talk about objectivism? There is an objective social reality that exists independently of what people think or do. Now, we looked at, something which is physical reality. Yeah. So when we talk about, physical reality or any other social reality, when we look through the lens of objectivism, there is an object social. We'll also look at the examples, and you will understand it clearly. Yeah. So irrespective of what you think about something, it is existing there independently. Whereas social reality, it is created, it is maintained, and it is changed by human meanings, practices, and beliefs. Let's say sometimes, medicine is also, we say medicine is a culture. We say medicine is a practice. Can anybody, interpret this? Why do you say that medicine is a culture? The same when you go to a doctor. Yes. Yeah.
Sir, I'm Vamshimon. Medicine is a culture. Yes. Because it is sometimes it is from tradition, age-old tradition.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is based on herbs and family physicians, ancestors.
Yes, exactly.
And the processing, there will be a culture, just like some Ayurveda, some homeopathy, something like Siddha, Yoga, and Unani medicines. So we can say, we can substantiate that it is as a culture.
Yeah.
And one more submission. Sir, one more submission.
Yeah. Yes.
Just you spoke about these things. For example, agency, autonomy, and it is they are directly related to existence. That which exists, its existence, if it can be manipulated, it can if it is manipulated, it can be it is under social thing, so it can be changed.
Yeah.
If it is if we are unable to manipulate it, that is somewhat related to permanent existence. And as far as this existence is concerned, an for any being, in a fundamental principle, they fight for their own existence. That is also one dimension, sir, I feel.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting, sir.
No problem. You have to speak. Yes. Yeah. So when I say medicine is a culture, as Vamshi sir, has pointed out. Yeah. You go to a doctor. Yeah. What happens I'll tell you in my observation, or what happens when you go to a doctor with some diagnosis. Yeah. The kind of medicine that is prescribed in our country is very different from what has been prescribed in other countries. Yeah, I have had enough examples. Yeah, but then I'm not getting into it. But then, understand, let's say, junior doctors, what do? They go and practice with, seniors. Yeah. And whatever the senior of that particular locality is prescribing for certain, a disease or, symptom, it is different from, a medical practitioner who is doing it in another place. Let's talk about, another hot topic, which is gender. Yeah. Now, gender also has this argument whether it is through nature or through culture. Let's say you go to metropolitan cities, Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, you will find there's a lot that happens around gender. Let's say in the month of June, people celebrate Pride Month, yeah, and the LGBTQI plus kind of groups are more in metropolitan cities. And sometimes you move to the remote places, areas, you don't even find or you don't even see any trace of such a thing. Yeah. So these are all social realities, because we are pitching this in the background of humanities research. This is a social reality where there is a debate whether this is, by nature, natural, or it is a social construction, or it is coming through a culture. Yeah. So social reality, as I said, it is created, it is maintained, it is changed by human meanings, practices, and beliefs. So popular names for this: realism, positivism, critical realism. And yes, you could see that. And the key thinkers of objectivism are Emily Durkheim, Karl Popper, Roy Pascoe, and Peter Berger, and Thomas Luckman, Max Weber, Michel Foucault. Please, let's move to the next slide, madam.
So can we also say
Yes.
that when we say that medicine, like there is a book, Narrative Medicine by Rita in Medical Humanities. So when we say it's a practice, it is because we as humans have prescribed meaning to things. We have given it like we have given the meanings to things. Like you were talking about gender, but again, gender is a social construct, as we say. So it's everything is like it depends on the society we are actually part of, and that is how it changes from country to country, how things change and how culture changes.
Yes, yes, exactly. That's the point. Yeah. So each context is different. Even you go to USA, within USA there are so many states, and within so many states the perceptions or the argument is different in different states. Yeah. So coming back to objectivism and interpretism, let us take the example of caste. Okay. Yeah. So if you have to look through objectivist lens, we just say that, caste is an ancient objective structure that has existed for thousands of years, whether we like it or not. Yeah. But then when you have to interpret it, or through constructivist lens, when you have to look at it, you say that caste only exists because we keep performing it through marriages, jobs, and politics. Another example is sati. Sati was a real institution rooted in scriptures. If we look through objectivist lens, and if it is through interpretive lens, sati becomes real because powerful groups repeated and enforced it. When laws and movements rejected it, it stopped being real. Now, how these changes happen? Yeah, when it is in objectivist, through objectivist lens, it is a very slow. Reality is hard and it resists change. You cannot change it. But when it is through other lens, it is quick and it changes beliefs and practices, and reality itself changes. So what is the research implication, and what is the dangers that we could predict in looking through these two lenses is, you discover and map the hidden structures like a scientist, in as an objectivist, but then as an interpretivist, you understand the meaning, you understand the discourses. Just now, as we spoke about, the examples given by Shivangi madam. So we understand meanings, discourses, and how people keep constructing the world. And we should understand what could be the danger of, either of this. Treating social things as unchangeable natural laws is a danger if you have to look through objectivist lens. And then thinking nothing is real and everything is just an opinion, is also a danger. Please move on to the next slide. When you look through the interpretivist lens. So we have to incorporate all of these frameworks into our research. Let us look at our research through these lens. Next slide, please. So let's take a real world example. How are we to apply this? And I took one article which was published in the year 2024, which is available in Sage Publishers. It is published in Arts and Humanities in Higher Education Journal. And the title of this particular research is World Humanities Towards an Ontology of Policy. So how does the researcher begin this particular paper is that he starts with the problem, saying global humanities policies often flatten diverse cultures into one-size-fits-all rules. That's what I spoke about. We try to fix everything into one framework. Sometimes our research begins with a premise where we say that I understood this in this way and I have to prove it. It shouldn't be the case at all. It's not that, you found, let's say, in English literature research, you found 6 novels. You just, randomly pick these 6 novels, which are under one category or one genre. You just, bring in all of these 6 books and then you want to prove something. You want to bring something, which is uniform in all of this. So that shouldn't be the case, when we are doing a research. So the researchers started with the problem. Global humanities policies often flatten diverse cultures into one-size-fits-all rules, like ignoring Indian versus African knowledge systems. Let's say, when we talk about ethics, or when we talk about morality, or, when we talk about global ethics, or when we talk about, United Nations human rights declarations, how did they prepare these declarations? Was there anything or nothing that was flattened? Did they consider all the countries? Because each country has its own context, own way of understanding lives. And let's say, even within our own country, we have certain laws which are pertaining to, certain religious groups. So anything that we make should always try to accommodate all of these cultures, all of these communities. So if this particular paper dives into ontology right away, what is the reality of this particular policy? Is it a fixed objective structure or a human-made story that silences voices? So the research, they contrast global uniformity with world diversity, like viewing caste as eternal versus constructed. Okay, so next slide, please. There is something more about this particular paper. So the key ontology questions the researcher asks is, what exists as real in this policy? What are the objective laws? Or like, is it like mountains or social inventions like borders? Or is this really independent, which is objectivist, or policy rules as or created by us? Yeah, when it is through constructivist, we can rewrite it for equity, which means they are trying to interpret it rather than looking at it objectively, that this particular one size fits everything kind of framework policy rules as. So how does assuming one ontology blind us? Example, imperial policies erase local humanities. So can we build a new ontological contract for openness? And now we should understand that in our own fields, in my field, does diversity truly exist out there, or only when we actively construct it? Next slide, please. So we are trying to understand, putting this lens of ontology into, our own researches. What is real in my own research? What is to be looked through objectivist lens, or through interpretivist or constructivist lens? So that is all about ontology. And when we move to epistemology, anybody has any thoughts, anything that you want to share in relation to, what we read, where you can bring in your own work to all of us, how you questioned your research, what you're working on? Anybody wants to share anything? Prabhanchi Pathak, may I know if you want to speak?
Sir, please ask the question once again, no?
No, I said, in relation to what we learned regarding ontology, do you have anything that you want to bring in? What you want to share, how you questioned your research? What is really real about your research? Any thoughts? Okay, if there are no comments, no thoughts, we can move ahead. Yeah, so now what is episteme or epistemology? Yeah, epistemology. Yes.
Epistemology is nothing but the study of the knowledge, no, sir? How knowledge is generated.
Yes. Yeah. So we are studying and reasoning of knowledge is happening with epistemology. Yeah. So the science of it is a science of what counts as true knowledge. Yeah. So it is not that, my belief is true knowledge. It's not that my feeling is true knowledge. It's not that my opinion is true knowledge. Yeah. So what constitutes true knowledge is epistemology. So after you decide something exists, in epistemology asks why even, do you actually know it? Yeah. How do you actually know it? We'll move on to the next slide. This is more about the etymology. Where is this, word coming from? Episteme means knowledge, understanding, and it is science. And logos, we all know that it is a study of, and episteme is study of reason. Yeah. So the study of what counts as valid knowledge and how we can justly claim to know something is epistemology. Now, how do we contrast epistemology and ontology? Ontology, we ask, does love or caste or poverty really exist? What is real about these social realities? And when it is epistemology, how can I prove it? as I said, there are so many, or as we discussed, there are so many things which are socially constructed and which are in a state of flux and which are contextually different, culturally different. Yeah. So how can we prove it, and whose voice counts as evidence, and what could be the empirical data? Sometimes in research progress meetings, you come across these templates that have been prepared by people from sciences, yeah, where they ask us for empirical data in humanities research. I'm talking about humanities research. And they ask us about the method that, you followed. Yeah. So we know that, there is always a debate between, what are our theories, what are our methods. Okay. Yeah. So this burden of, what are our methods is actually coming from the pressure or the burden of humanities researchers to imitate sciences. Yeah. So it is a unfortunate situation. Yeah. So these templates, as I said, when they are typically prepared by people from sciences, it's not, it's not that, they are doing something mistake. No, it's not that. But, they are ignorant of what actually happens in humanities research. Yeah, please move on. Let's move to the next slide. Yeah, so why epistemology matters in humanities research. So with the clear epistemology, I gave you, two contrasting things. What happens when you do not have a proper lens of epistemology towards your research? So without a clear epistemology, I gave few examples here. Everyone knows women were oppressed in ancient India, which is just an opinion. But how are we trying to prove that? How are we trying to know it? How are we trying to get the data, something which is socially prevailing? So I based this on 200 temple inscriptions, that's the data, 50 court poems, and subaltern oral histories. Yeah, and when you are without a clear epistemology, you can say anything which will be your opinions, merely your opinions. But your claims should or become trustworthy or honestly contestable when you are with a clear epistemology. So sometimes reviewers might not accept, when you submit your papers, they ask, yes. Somebody said something? Okay. And yes.
Sir, I'm Vamshi Mohan, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
yes.
For research, what you said, epistemology, because it is in our ancient system or ancient India, it is somewhat closely related to Tarka Shastra, logic. Whether to refute one stand or we have to accept. So the logicians
all of these,
used to invite.
Yeah. Yes, all of these, that's what we started our discussion today with, the same question that, even if we do not know, there is tarkam everywhere. Our research is beginning with tarkam, yeah, and the tattvam, yeah, philosophy and logic. Tarkam is logic, yeah. So as I said, when you submit your paper, sometimes especially when it is Western publishers, yeah, who do not know much about the kind of social realities or research that happens in our country, they will also respect the rigor that you bring into your papers through when you have a clear epistemology. Yeah, it shouldn't be superficial. Without epistemology, our researchers look very superficial, whereas research can actually change minds. And this, how many of our researchers are actually helping, in policy making. Recently, we had LTI conference at Christ University, Bangalore, and I was chairing a session, and there was one scholar from West Bengal, and she brought in a lot of things that were happening with regard to language teachers. Who are these language teachers? What kind of academic background these language teachers have in government setup? I'm talking about government schools, in one particular state in West Bengal. Yeah. And then our student perception, what is the syllabus? Yeah. So many people are doing research, but how far is our research becoming a policy? How far it is translated into a policy is a question mark. Yeah. And I tell you, in India, or let's say in South India, there is a lot of research that we still keep on doing on LSRW. Yeah, listening skills, reading skills, writing skills, speaking skills. But when it comes to the language competency of our students in a few states of South India, it sounds pathetic. Yeah, and it sometimes I discuss with my faculty that we should do a research actually what is happening in schools. Yeah, what have they learned? Yeah, who are these teaching and what is the syllabus? And once, we are authentic with our research, yes, this research will be, somebody has to mute some participant. Yeah. Research has to be authentic, and when it is really authentic, it will be translated into policy. Yeah, and most of our researchers are only limited to award, and you just get the title doctorate. Yeah, but then in reality, whether it is translated or whether it is converted or getting into or becoming a policy is a question mark, to most of the researchers that are happening in our country. Yeah. So next slide, please. We will be winding it up. I will just give you again, just like ontological research, even in epistemological research, we have both positivist as well as interpretivist or constructivist approaches. Yeah, so can we move to the next slide? Yeah, so again, so the three big epistemology questions every researcher, you and me, should answer are: what counts as evidence in my topic? Is it archives, or is it interviews? Is it myths, or sometimes, WhatsApp chats? And there are many researchers that are taking the evidence of social media platform, social media channels, certain threads, let's say. Yeah, so all of that could count as evidence, for our topics. Who is allowed to produce knowledge? Yeah, is it, as I said, we looked at one example which, where, the research policy is flattening, and or is it not giving cognizance to what happens in other countries? So diversity aspect, the different perspective aspect, the pluralistic aspect, we are actually not bringing into our researches. And how do I justify my conclusions? Is it a scientific proof, or is it an interpretation, or a lived experience? When we talk about lived experience, there is a significant research that is happening in phenomenology, in the current days. So please move on to the next slide. Yeah. So there is one more slide. Yeah. And it's the same thing, positivist way of approach and interpretivist way. Knowledge is in positive, objective, measurable, scientific facts, whereas in interpretivist, it's meaning created by people in a particular context. And the tools that we use for positivist epistemology, surveys, statistics, experiments, whereas, in other way, the interpretivist, interviews, narratives, thick description. Yeah. And the example is, 73 Indians believe in karma. It's a survey data. It cannot be your opinion. Yeah, you take up a survey and then, you try to collect the data through surveys. Yeah. And whereas the other one, what does karma mean to a Mumbai taxi driver versus a Banaras priest? Yeah. So trust comes from numbers, replication, let's say statistical values when it is positivist epistemology, whereas interpretivist epistemology, there is depth, there is empathy, lived experience, reflexivity, and there are dangers too. Yeah, what is that? Sometimes in positivist epistemology, you might miss what is called as lived reality. And in interpretivist epistemology, it is hard to compare or generalize. Yeah, so next slide, please. We'll have to make a, have a proper understanding of, how are we approaching our research through these lens. Yeah, and just because we spoke about what is called as humanities research, there is something that is applicable to researchers from other disciplines as well. Let's say physics, biology, medicine, computer science, AI, and humanities or social sciences research. Yeah, I gave you a few examples. You can go through that. In physics, let's say, are quarks real particles or just useful math models? Can we truly only experiments or also pure theory? Can we trust only experiments or also pure theory? Yeah. Is species a real thing in nature or a human label? Is knowledge from DNA sequencing superior to field observation? And in medicine, let's take, is depression a brain disease or real chemical imbalance or a social psychological construct? Or it is, gold standard RCTs is equal to gold standard, or two patient stories count two? Yeah, and in computer science, does intelligence really exist, or is it just pattern matching? Or can we know an AI is conscious from behavior, or is consciousness unprovable? And in humanities or social sciences research, you understand, is caste, gender, nation an objective reality or a socially made? And is it surveys, is stats, or lived narratives plus interpretation? Yeah, so with this, we come to an end of what is epistemology and what is ontology in humanities research. Next slide. Yeah, so we should bring in these approaches to our research, whether it is in humanities or in sciences. Yeah. Now I keep this forum open to questions, and I thank each and every one, especially the organizers, Rahimuddin sir, Dr. Kanif Nath, and other organizers from the two institutes, and also EduUUMENTUU, Sharayu, EduPro, and Venkat's time, yeah, for giving me this opportunity, as well as giving me an opportunity to meet scholars from across India today with a little sharing from my end, on this particular topic. I hope it was helpful for, all of us. Yeah, so thank you once again. Thanks, madam, for sharing my slides. If you have any questions or, any comments, any opinions, anything that you wanted to share, talk, if organizers could permit for next 2 minutes, I think, we can do that.
Sir, I have a question.
Please.
So this question, I would like to from you, sir. I was.
So, may I know your name, madam? You are Dhanlakshmi, right?
Lakshmi Rangarao. I did my literature studies with the University of Madras.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, madam.
I have, we have very large round of arguments on the subalterns Indian caste system studies. So based on that, I have one question to you, sir, and I just want to know your opinion and what you feel about it.
Yeah, please.
Regarding the Indian caste system, and the study says that it is evolved from a flexible occupation-based Varna system during the Vedic period. So you truly believe in that somebody sat and wrote the manuscript, and only through that book the practices of the caste system evolved in India?
Now, thanks for asking that question. Yeah, now it's a long-term debate, but I wouldn't even consider it as it should be a debate, because what matters here is, people's lived experience. Okay, yeah. So how did it start, or where did it come from, and how did it creep into our society? That is one thing, but then what did it do to us is another question. Yeah. So the lived reality of people.
Sir, try to explain that one. Excuse me, sir. Sir, try to explain that one in ontology or epistemology way, sir. I mean, in that frame.
Yeah. Yes. So I think now participants should be doing that. How do we apply this, through epistemological lens? That's what we looked at, the example of caste too. When we take it as, positivist way, we say that, yes, it existed, there was Manusmriti, and then, it's been occupation based categorization that had happened as per Manusmriti. Yeah, so that is one way. But then when it comes to interpretivist way, how are we to look at it is, through lived experiences. What is our lived experience? What do really people who really lived with this a stigma or pardon?
What is our stand on it?
I didn't get you. One at a time. So as I wanted to conclude it there about that particular question, which is, what matters is lived experience. There are people, who bring in different theories, and they also say that, caste system never existed in India. Yeah, and you and I know what is the social reality of our country. Yeah, so back in days when I was studying at IITWW, there was one professor who's come from Belgium. Yeah, he outrightly made a few claims that, caste never existed, in India. So it gets in through a kind of narrative that, we also create. Yeah, but then how we have to contrast this narrative that's been created, which is, purely based on theory, is through lived experiences of people. Yeah. So somebody was speaking. Dhanlakshmi madam, it is you who asked this, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir. And I have worked upon it. On just I have gone through a lot of talks a bit, and I have submitted my little work on that. So I have presented a lot.
Wonderful, madam.
I very bad at, and I think this is the generation we have to give back for those kind of things which has been not treated well in the past. So that's what that's the way I conclude.
Yeah.
Sir, excuse me, sir. One small submission.
Yeah, 1 minute, sir. Whether you are taking this argument or whether you're taking that argument, how are you going to build your argument, and how are you proving your point? Yeah, there are people who wrote volumes this way also, and there are much more volumes that have been written, through lived experience. Yeah. Yes, sir. Vamshi, sir.
One small submission, sir. One small submission.
Yeah.
As per our tradition and all those things, we know that it is mentioned in Rigveda Dashama Mandalam regarding the Varna system. Later in the after the later Vedic ages or the last stages of Vedic period, the caste system crept in based on the these all vocations and all the works they do. Okay, it's well, there are so many theories. And what my
Yeah.
bone of contention is, Manusmriti is outdated. Now no one is following it. Every educated, when we greet each other, we never ask about caste.
Yeah.
So this is an outdated. So it's an
Yes.
unnecessary debate regarding Manusmriti. And what is happened? That is you, as you well said, that is it is the lived experiences of that
Yes.
society, of that people. And sir,
Yes.
I once I want to
And our topic is
mention my
not
special
about,
respects.
yeah. Yes.
Sir, I want
Our
to
topic
mention
is,
my special
yes.
respects and thanks to you, sir. I am very much impressed with your lecture, and it connected me ontology and everything explained in a crystal clear way by yourself, sir. By you. So I
Thank
am
you. Thank
very happy, sir. I am very thankful to you.
Yeah. So I wanted to, say that because in this connection to what we are discussing, basically our topic is, not about these social realities. We only try to understand, how we have to perceive or do research with social realities. I was teaching one lesson to my students, Wangari Matai's Nobel Prize speech. Yeah, and then I had to talk to them about indigenous communities. And then when I asked them to name a few indigenous tribes, unfortunately, most of them do not know what is, the situation or the kind of communities, the tribal communities that exist in, our country. Yeah, so it is also important that, students should be taught, what is our country and let's say the social realities of our country, yeah, and what are these indigenous communities, yeah, so many other things, yeah. So as language teachers, humanities teachers, it is we who should sensitize our students. Yeah. So thank you very much. I think I did justice and I could complete it in time or on time.
Yes, sir.
8:30.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I would like to thank you, sir, on behalf of our participants, especially for an enlightening and intellectually grounding session on why philosophy matters in research. And your assertion that all great research begins with philosophy beautifully reminds us that philosophical clarity is not ornamental, it is foundational. Your comparison of philosophy to a GPS system was striking, showing how it prevents researchers from getting lost and helps them preserve direction, meaning, and coherence in the work. Your explanation of the key tools philosophy offers, like building logic, strengthening argumentation, and identifying fallacies, all these helped us see how philosophical thinking sharpens the very core of academic inquiry. The discussion on ontology was extremely valuable, sir. By defining ontology as a study of reality, you helped us understand its uses with the lucid examples. Your classification of two kinds of reality and the two major stances like objectivism or realism and interpretivism and constructivism provided literature researchers with an essential lens for framing the work. You also remind us that one size fits all does not apply in ontology was an important insight for scholars choosing their research perspective. Your clear explanation of epistemology, what counts as valid knowledge, and how we justify as a claim to know three things every researcher must answer, like what counts as evidence, who is allowed to produce knowledge, and how do we justify our claims, were really truly thought provoking and will guide us long after this workshop ends. Thank you very much, sir, for delivering a session that connected philosophy, method, and meaning with such simplicity and depth, sir. Your insights will surely strengthen our research foundations.
Thank you very much, Swarna madam. Yeah, thanks to all those who actively participated and also exchanged your ideas. Yeah, so thank you. And it was great to meet you all. Yeah, thank you very much, madam.